In 1960, a bomber could fly at 1,328 miles per hour, faster than most modern fighter jets, and carry a nuclear bomb. This was the B-58 Hustler, the first operational supersonic bomber in the world. Today, we're diving into its wild history, from its birth in the Cold War to its deadly legacy. But get this, during its first real test, the plane broke apart mid-air, killing all 4 crew members. That was just the beginning of its turbulent story. In the 1950s, the US faced a growing Soviet threat. The need for a fast, high-altitude bomber was urgent, one that could outrun enemy defenses and deliver a nuclear punch. In 1949, the US Air Force issued a requirement for a bomber that could fly at Mach 2, twice the speed of sound, and carry a nuclear payload over 4,000 miles. North American Aviation won the contract in 1951. The project was codenamed Hustler, a name that would become infamous. The Cold War was at its peak. The US needed a strategic edge, and the B-58 was supposed to be it. But turning this idea into reality would prove far harder than anyone imagined. Designing the B-58 was a nightmare. The plane had to be both supersonic and stable, a near-impossible balance. Early prototypes suffered from dangerous instability at high speeds. The first flight in 1956 was a disaster. The plane broke apart mid-air, killing all 4 crew. It took years of redesigns and over $1.5 billion to get it right, that's over $15 billion in today's money. Engineers had to develop new materials and control systems. The plane's wings were designed to flex, a first in aviation, to handle the stress of supersonic flight. The B-58 was powered by 4 General Electric J-79 engines, the same used in the F-104 Starfighter. But even that wasn't enough to keep it stable at Mach 2. After years of development, it was finally time to prove itself. The B-58 made its first successful supersonic flight in 1959, a major milestone in Cold War aviation. The B-58 entered service in 1959. It was the first bomber to fly at Mach 2, faster than most modern fighter jets, and could carry a 30,000-pound nuclear payload. It had a range of over 4,000 miles, meaning it could fly from the US to the Soviet Union and back without refueling. That was a game-changer in nuclear deterrence. Pilots had to wear full-pressure suits and carry oxygen masks, like astronauts, just to fly it at high altitude. The cockpit was pressurized to 28,000 feet. Operators were shocked by its speed and agility. The B-58 could outrun most interceptors of the time, but it came at a cost. The real test was yet to come. In combat, the B-58 would face new challenges, and reveal some shocking truths about its design. The B-58 saw limited combat action, but its performance was impressive. It could fly at 50,000 feet, above most radar and interceptors, and deliver a nuclear strike in minutes. In 1961, during a test mission, a B-58 broke up mid-air again, this time, over the Nevada desert. The pilot ejected, but the other 3 crew members were killed. The B-58 had a 24% crash rate, 28 out of 116 built were lost in accidents. That's one of the worst safety records in aviation history. Despite the dangers, the B-58 was a key part of the US nuclear triad. It could fly fast, high, and far, making it a formidable weapon in the Cold War. But the B-58's legacy was mixed. It was fast and powerful, but dangerous and expensive. By the 1970s, it was being replaced by the B-1 Lancer. The B-58 influenced the design of future bombers. Its supersonic capabilities and pressurized cockpit set new standards in aviation. Today, only a few B-58s remain, mostly in museums. But its story is still studied by engineers and historians around the world. The B-58 Hustler was a marvel of Cold War engineering, but it came with a deadly price. Was it worth it? That's up to you to decide. The B-58 Hustler was the fastest bomber in the world, and it changed the rules of air warfare forever. Which military subject should we deep dive next? Comment below and subscribe for more.